Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back once more with another daily Casper and crypto live stream, and we have a very pivotal day for crypto that's taking place right now as we speak. As we speak right now, Donald Trump is giving a speech to the nation regarding the tariffs that he's going to be implementing. Today is Liberation Day. I am fully aware that many people probably aren't joining the stream just now because, of course, they're listening to that massive speech right now, and I'm currently half listening to it at the same time because I want to be able to give you the immediate scoops of what is currently going down in the market. So far, we have had confirmation from Trump that tonight, so as soon as tonight happens tonight, we'll be seeing 25% tariffs on all foreign automobiles. That is a very big deal considering most of the car manufacturers are, abroad, especially for America. I know China have a lot. I know Japan do a lot of car manufacturing as well. And we're already starting to see signs of these automobile manufacturers starting to shift into the United States. I know Hyundai and Honda have already made their move to start manufacturing in the United States. This is the whole point of the tariffs, effectively. I'm waiting to hear right now, whilst this stream is going on, if any more announcements are dropped. So far, I've heard nothing. But I want to cover this stream today, ultimately highlighting that today is arguably the most important day in crypto history, but also more importantly, when are we going to see the cycle top? The fact of the matter is we are seeing a lot of very bullish things happening right now around the tariffs. Of course, love or hate Trump, the tariffs have been having a significant effect on our economy. For the worst right now, on our economy for the worst, but in the long term, I imagine it will probably be for the better as well. We're seeing a lot of capital already starting to flood into America. $3 trillion since Trump's taken office. We'll get into this article in a moment. And there's a lot more to cover in today's stream, and also in regard to the recent Casper updates as well. So as always, if you enjoy these daily content, these daily streams, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And I'm sure everyone who's watching on playback or catching up now, welcome back. I'm sure you're all watching the Trump speech that's currently ongoing. And yeah, so far, I've heard nothing more since the announcement he made. He's just kind of rambling on, if you will, about how much money America have been losing continuously. Much this is not about Casper, this part here. This is very important and inherently will have a drastic effect on markets and Casper as well, and in my belief, arguably for the better. Welcome back, Kas Kaspa, my man. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're doing very well. I did not preload that. I know I forgot to do something. Is that coming up? Yes, there you go. Perfect. Welcome back, Kaspa, brother. Hope you're doing very well. And you too, Half-Life. Welcome back to the stream, brother. Hope you both had a very good day. So, as I'm still listening to this stream right now, we get into the content today. We can see that currently Casper is up 0.61% on the daily time frame. Before Trump made the announcement about the foreign 20% tariffs on all foreign automobiles, this whole market was red, by the way. So once I started streaming and he made the announcement, this market have now seemingly flipped and gone very bullish. And I think the reason why is because a lot of people were expecting a whole flurry of extensive, massive tariffs to be launched, and instead, while it is on all foreign automobiles, it's just one. It's just 25% tariffs on all foreign automobiles. So I think it's not as much people thought it was. People were all very doom and gloom. And this also is why we're starting to see a little bit of a relief today. Bitcoin currently up 3.13% on the daily time frame. Also very good. Will this start to see a relief rally and a reversal? Time will tell. Personally, I'm still expecting some more short-term pain. But long-term gain, I think, also is very much on the cards because the market top won't be happening, at least in my belief, until we get regulatory frameworks. Welcome back, Mila. Hope you're having a very good day. Yo Jay and all Kas gang, you know it. All here every single day trying to learn more about crypto. Casper, help us know more what's going on in the space right now. Now, in regard to Casper right now, we can see, interestingly, again, it's still respecting this downwards sloping wedge right now, which again is getting closer and closer to that inevitable cross right now we can see down here. So right now it's seeming to be rejected at this level of support here at around 7 cents, and equally this downward sloping wedge as well. So this is going to be a very hard level for Casper to break up right here. We'll have to see what happens. I think Casper will continue to consolidate between this zone here for the next couple of days or so, and then we'll see a breakout in and around here. Will it be up or down? Of course, that will depend fundamentally on the macro news, what's happening in the market. And in regards to Kaspa right now, we are seeing a lot more developments happening in this space. Also, very interestingly, once again, Kaspa is proven to be near the top of, most anticipated projects to do well. And in this case, Coinpedia Markets highlights that Kaspa is number 2 as the most poised to be listed on Coinbase this year, 2025. And for me personally, it is inevitable. You've got all these projects in here. Kaspa, of course, for me is a gem, no doubt about it. And I think all these massive tier ones, the Binances, the Coinbases, also the OKX, and many, many more, all these tier ones will inevitably list Kaspa in the cycle when the time is right. Coinzenzi, brother, welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great day as well. And I think Coinbase is most definitely going to list Kaspa this cycle. We are currently seeing a transition happen. RK version 1 is finally out. So we're seeing all of the node operators, from the exchanges to the wallet providers to the node operators, all shift over to the new RK version 1. Keep in mind, this is only showing the public nodes, not the private ones, but the public nodes here we can see currently a quarter, 25% have already switched onto Rusty Kappa version 1, which is very big in the span of less than 48 hours, is very, very bullish. I'm sure we'll see the rest of them switch over the coming days and weeks as well. And that's also why, if you look at the hash rate, the hash rate is currently all over the place, because all the node operators right now are switching to the new protocol, or the new initiative, if you will. So that's why the hash rate right now is still a very reliable indicator. And even then, Kaspa is still holding relatively strong around the 1 to 1.1. Once everyone switches over to Rusty Kaspa, then we will likely start seeing a rally with 10 BPS finally being on the mainnet, and things hopefully start soaring from there, more adoption and that sort of stuff. And it has been confirmed already, which I already had made aware, but confirmed already from CodeRef stuff, that if you do not switch to Rusty Kaspa version 1, all the old nodes will be obsolete and you will not be able to run Kaspa. So everybody has to switch to this new version. That's just fact. That's what has to happen right now. But Kaspa, again, poised list on CoinMarketCap. I think it's Coinbase, which I think is going to be a very, very big listing for Kaspa, no doubt. In other news as well for Kaspa as well, we have seen that Kaspa has made a very, very interesting change. They changed their name from Kaspa to Kaspa Unofficial. Recently, there's been a growing awareness that despite the project's decentralized nature, this account was often perceived as an official representation. To address a misconception, we felt that we need to change the name. But, asking the community, of course, Kaspa being a decentralized project, asking the community, what do we think? And seemingly right now, everybody is not a fan of the name. I'm not either. I made a post about it myself saying that Kaspa has changed their X account name by removing the blue tick, which apparently it just happens if you change the name regardless. But they removed the blue tick and they added the unofficial tag to the end of the name. And I understand why it's got to be done, to, again, highlight that Kaspa is not a crypto company like every other project in this space effectively. And it's not run by a Kaspa team member or employees, because again, it's community funded. So it's just community members who are running it. But I think the unofficial tag is not the right way to go about it. It makes Kaspa sound like nothing. In not the right choice of words, but it gives the impression, therefore, there is an official Kaspa account. So I think the unofficial tag is not the right way to go about it. And seemingly people are just like, you could have just left it as Kaspa. Or, if you have to make the change, put it to a community page, which I think also is not a bad shout as well. Put it community page as opposed to putting it unofficial. Unofficial, I don't think is the right choice of words. So this is currently a poll going on, 2,000 votes, 2 days left. So hopefully in 2 days or so, 3 days or so, we will end up seeing them make the switch back or switch to community page. So that'll clear up that confusion, because I understand when the change to happen, but I just think it was not the best choice for them to do. He is still talking about what's happening, but I've heard nothing more about it right now. I think right now it's still just I think the big announcement already been made about the tariffs. I don't think it's implementing anything more right now. He's just talking about how America is just seemingly being suppressed year on year because all the other taxes put on them. That's why he's trying to basically just justify why he's implementing tariffs right now, which I understand why Trump's trying to do it. But yeah, anyways, in similar news or in other news right now, Wallet 3 has been extremely active for Kaspa as well recently. And it's interesting to see, because Wallet 3 typically buys every Monday and Thursday between 12 to 2 p.m. British Standard Time. We can see Wallet 3 now has bought every single day recently. That's the wrong wallet. Here, Wallet 3 has bought every single day recently. It bought today, it bought yesterday as well, and it bought the day before. So it's been buying the last 3 days back to back, buying every single day, while not the sizable. I mean, this today it bought 1.6 million Kaspa, so about $112,000. So the fact that we're seeing, while smaller portions, consistent daily buys, that could be a sign of accelerated accumulation in preparation for a listing, or maybe again this is Binance's wallet who are now buying up more and more because they're also making that transition to the new Velocity Kaspa. You see everything's still working accordingly. You just see again a no transaction, or a small transaction of 1.43, which is like a test transaction. So again, that could be an indicator once more that they're testing to see if the new switch is going according to plan. But yeah, I mean, that's Kaspa right now in regards to the more, wallet buys. That's also very interesting. And again, normally it's being transferred from Gate again, which is interesting. Again, I do believe this is Binance just biding their time, truth be told. In also some other news regarding the exchanges as well, in a bit of negative news once again, Mexi recently managed to, they stopped their, they stopped the withdrawals and then they restarted them again, which was good. But after only a week or so of starting the withdrawals again, they've already started to halt them again, suspend them again. Now, I don't personally have a problem with Mexi 9 times out of 10. But whenever it comes to Kaspa, there seems to always be a problem with them, always with stopping the withdrawals. And it's consistent. I honestly think they're down more than they're up. And it's very, very frustrating to see. And it's partly because, again, they control so much Kaspa that they can get away with it. I mean, it's not surprising. Look, Mexi have been seeing consistent outflows since they put it all into one wallet. They went up to, I think it was 1.1 billion or so. Yeah, this top here said 1,996 million Kaspa. And it already lost 30 million Kaspa or so. Which, 30 million when you've got over a billion is not a lot, but when you think about just as a number 30 million Kaspa, that is quite a sizable amount of Kaspa. That would in itself already make you a whale. They've lost a whale amount of Kaspa and outflows from people just selling off their exchange. That's probably why they've withdrawn it again, and that's again why I do like Mexi and I trade on Mexi, but I don't buy and hold Kaspa on Mexi. If I do buy on Mexi, I immediately switch it into a tangible wallet. Even then, I don't buy on Mexi. I buy it on LBank, or now more recently, I buy on Kraken as well, because I think they're a lot more trustworthy and better to use so. And another news as well, which is going to lead into the other big news of today, which is again being the most important day today, Liberation Day, and also the big stuff coming through with tariffs. Kaspa is at a very, very oversold level, and it's going to, in my belief, in due time, see a massive reversal very, very soon as well. We can see on Kaspa Daily here, Kaspa has been oversold on the monthly RSI since September, which is insane. This means it's been under steady selling pressure for months with very little bullish momentum. On a high time frame like the monthly chart, so oversold this long can point to two things: either the downtrend is still in control, or the market is quietly accumulating before a bigger move. If Kaspa price starts to stabilize while still oversold, it could be setting up for a reversal. This kind of setup has often led to very strong upside when momentum kicks back in. The RSI is a momentum indicator that measures how strong or weak price is relative to recent movements. It's more sensitive than standard RSI, making it useful for spotting early trend shifts, especially at major turning points. And I've been saying, of course I've been saying it every single day effectively, but I do generally believe that Kaspa is due for a reversal very, very soon, not just because of how oversold it's been for a long time and being kept the price down, but also because it has some very, very huge announcements coming through. 10 BPS, about 33 days off now. 5th of May it comes out. We've got also the likes of smart contract coming out very soon after that, the EVMs. You also got the stablecoins coming out, I believe, sometime in Q2 as well, so this quarter. You'll have Dagonite coming out later on this year as well. You haven't got tier 1s in just yet. There's so many more big catalysts coming in for Kaspa that I do believe that when the price does reverse, it will be a very, very volatile shift upwards. And of course, the biggest concern for a lot of people is we are going to miss the market. We're going to miss the rally. I'm making a video right now, actually. It's going to be covering SUI, which covers some very similar traits. But the message is still the same for Kaspa as well. A big concern for everybody is we're going to miss the cycle. Kas Kaspa's too slow. We don't know when the top's going to be. And we still don't know where the top's going to be. We still don't know. But what I am under the impression for right now, and what I understand, is we are in a fundamentally different market. Very, very different. What's different in this market, okay, he's talking about, you know what, I'm going to listen to that later, because it's completely drowning in my ears, and yeah, I'm tired of hearing that. I think he was talking about basically implementing tariffs back on other nations. If they were trying to, basically just saying, yeah, they're trying to bully us, we'll bully them back type thing. But I'll listen back to that again later on. But yes, what was I saying? Yes, I was saying that I believe that the true market top indicators, because we're in a different market, is not going to be inherently based on Bitcoin anymore. I think Bitcoin's still going to be a fundamental factor, and that will also determine where the market's going to be. But last cycle, it was Bitcoin and also the crash of FTX, that sort of stuff as well. And the cycle before that, similar sort of things. This cycle's different because you've got institutional adoption here for the first time ever. The true market top indicators are regulatory frameworks. We're in a market with institutions taking real interest, not partnering with other institutions just like that, actually wanting to build their own technology themselves for the first time, expressing desire to trade digital assets on blockchain and even launch their own crypto-based initiatives. This is proven by interviews like here, with the Bank of America CEO saying they will launch their own stablecoin once it is legal. So, Trump's announcement here, where he says he's going to set August, which is a goal only if, it's mid Q2, so about 4 months from now, is a critical time where we will likely see the implementation of market structure bills and stablecoin bills into law, and therefore trillions of dollars of institutional capital sizing into crypto is a very big deal and likely, therefore, an indicator of a market top. That does not mean that we're going to top in August. It means that we'll start seeing potentially some momentum going into August, and then once the regulations have come through, you'll then likely see maybe a few months of institutions actually sizing into crypto, and then it will peak maybe a little bit after, maybe into Q4. No one knows truly where the market top's going to be, but science suggests it will be closer to Q4, as it is highly likely it will be based around the legislative frameworks, and they are being drawn up right now. This is once more why I don't get emotional in the short-term side of things, and that's why I'm not also worried about how well Kaspa could do in the cycle, because you're seeing all these big catalysts coming through right now for Kaspa and what they're building fundamentally, and you're also seeing the sort of developments and the market top indicators that are not happening and taking place till the latter half of the cycle anyways, giving Kaspa more time to get the adoption it needs with its big developments coming through as well. In regards to the tariffs right now, I'm not sure what more Trump's announced, because I have now obviously stopped listening to the YouTube speech, and I will make a summary of it in my community if you want to know more. I'll make a very, very detailed summary about it in my WAP community here, and I'll make a brief summary, I'm sure, in my free community as well. So if people want to know what happened, I can give you a summary of that. But ultimately, so far, what I heard is that Trump has announced that they're implementing 25% tariffs on all automobiles, all foreign automobiles. So that is quite big, truth be told. And if I'm honest, even though the markets are doing quite well right now, okay, so it looks like there has been more announced as well. So it looks like he said he's going to implement 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles, and he's going to impose 10% base tariffs on all other countries, which is actually not a lot. Thinking about it, 10% tariffs, we were under the impression it was going to be an absolute slew, like 50% tariffs on a lot of stuff. It was only 10% on all countries. So that's why I turned off, actually. I turned off at the exact wrong time. But I've just seen it now while I've got my other monitor here and looking through the news channels. So that's currently what Trump's announced, 25% tariffs on all foreign automobiles and 10% base tariffs on all other countries, which is not that much. And we can see the markets have responded to that. Starting to come down a little bit right now. Very, very volatile. I saw Bitcoin reach up 3% earlier today, and it's already come back down again. Look how volatile Bitcoin has been today. Massive sell-offs and massive buys. We're currently trading between 81k and 88k for Bitcoin. That is nuts. We're trading within a 10% price range for Bitcoin. That is insane. On the daily, that is nuts. So as it stands right now, I probably believe we'll start seeing a bit more volatility, maybe a bit more downside over the weekend in the short term, but we'll start seeing it stable out going into maybe mid. And I mean, it depends on the rebuttal from other nations as well. If you end up seeing a massive trade war going on, of course, we'll see more downside, but otherwise then we'll start seeing it level out and maybe even start to rally up going into end of April, into May time as well, especially for Kaspa. Again, Kaspa having their big announcements coming in around that time as well, which is also very interesting. But I want to also highlight again what the big things about tariffs are right now is what they're trying to do for America. Love or hate tariffs, what they've done for the markets, I understand it. But what we have to understand right now is tariffs have brought more money back to America. Investment commitments in the United States nears $3 trillion since Trump took office. I do cover this in a lot more detail in my SUI video that I'm releasing in about an hour or so time. So definitely go check that out. I know you aren't all SUI holders, but the video on SUI is just my general outlook on what SUI could do, but equally also market sentiment. So it's still a very, very insightful video that I would recommend. But you can see from this article here, it says the list of companies and countries investing in the United States as part of Trump's push to reshore manufacturing continues to grow, and the tariffs he's implementing now aren't that big and will also continue bringing more adoption and capital back to America. And so far, the total size of announced investments, so there's still more to come, announced investments though, since Trump took office only 2 months ago in January 20th, is over $2.8 trillion. That is a sizable amount of capital. UAE amounted to 1.4 trillion of it. Saudi Arabia 600 billion, Apple 500 billion, Nvidia, SoftBank /OpenAI /Oracle, and Taiwan Semiconductor all each did 100 billion. Johnson & Johnson 55 billion, Eli Lilly 27 billion, so on and so forth. You get the picture. But point being is you're seeing a lot of capital from other nations, other companies, other institutions starting to flood back into America because of the tariffs. And Trump also announced recently many companies are now moving into the United States. We have probably identified maybe $4 trillion worth of companies moving back or going to move back into America. And that's in the first 2 months of his tenure. He has a 4-year-long tenure. So we could see likely a lot more capital coming back in. America have $37 trillion worth of debt. You know, again, what he's doing in the short term right now is going to be a lot more pain before we see him gains in the markets, definitely. No doubt about it. But what he's doing, I'm currently gradually bit by bit deeming it as a necessity for Trump and for America, for him to be implementing these tariffs. I'm not saying I support Trump. I'm just saying what he's doing right now is evidently bringing more liquidity back to the markets. Evidently. Back into the economy even. And that will in due time flow back into the markets as well, which is very, very good to see. And what's also very interesting as well, we have just seemingly heard some updates regarding the Trump presentation here, but Fundstrat's Tom Lee, who is typically a very, very bullish, individual. He's always bullish on the markets despite what's happening. But he says that today's tariffs could have could be an indicator of a market bottom. Why? Not because necessarily the announcement is going to be very bullish or not, but because right now the biggest problem with tariffs is filled with so much uncertainty. No one knows what's happening. So good or bad announcements. Right now, I'd argue the announcements aren't that bad. 10% base tariffs on all nations and 25% tariffs on all foreign automobiles is not as bad as I thought it'd be. But either way, it might see more downside. But either way, now we have clarity of what's happening right now, and therefore not uncertainty. This could also be a good indicator this is a market bottom. Bitcoin currently trading around 85k. Did bottom out earlier today at 81k. Bitcoin could still correct back down to 76. Maybe it comes down further. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. We've still got the big thing. This Liberation Day is definitely one of the most important days of crypto's history. But the big decider also will be on Friday as well. Because on Friday, you have Jerome Powell's speech. And he will just have to react and have a speech based on the Liberation Day tariffs that Trump has implemented today. But he's also going to have the unemployment data coming out as well. So he'll be able to make his announcement will have a lot more significance on the economy and the trajectory of the short term for America as well. Because he's going to be able to react to Trump's tariffs and also to unemployment data, therefore deciding if and when we end up getting rate cuts, and QE as well. Right now, QT is lessening from 25 billion to 5 billion, which is good. Hopefully it continues that fashion as well. But yeah, Tom Lee highlighted in an interview from CNBC stating that there's a lot of fear right now in the markets, understandably, but maybe it's overly fear. And he thinks that after 2nd of April, investors will have 3 things on their mind. One is they don't just know what the tariffs look like, but now we do. They don't know if it's going to damage the economy, which we still don't really know, but I'm sure we'll get more clarity in due time as well. And third, many are just terrified of policies from the White House. And of course that fear is still there, but it will dissipate more and more once this sort of understanding comes out to people that actually while they are doing bad for the market, it is bringing in more capital into the country. $3 trillion worth so far. And actually, predicted, identified 4 trillion. And that's in 2 months. How much more could we get in the following, year or two? Rest of the cycle as well. Still a lot more to come in this space, no doubt. And the fact that we're seeing, you've got to remember as well, why it's also big for the economy, it's also going to be very, very big for crypto, because Trump has identified himself and solidified himself as a pro-crypto president. He's very pro-crypto, which is also what Senator Tommy Tuberville says here, where he says he's going to introduce bills allowing Americans to invest their retirement funds in crypto, going completely against what Biden tried to do, and actually do what Trump's trying to do, which is trying to bring crypto to the forefront to help America start to thrive a little bit more again, using dollar-backed stablecoins also to help save the dollar. We're seeing a lot more come to the space. The tariffs were interesting, definitely a big day for crypto, and again, I don't think they were nearly as bad as I thought they'd be as well. I thought they'd be a hell of a lot worse. Although in saying that, we have seen the S&P 500, I think, take a massive nosedive from what I'm seeing as well. If I look right now, S&P 500, that's not that one. I want the S&P 500. S&P 500 E minis. Yeah, I had a massive nosedive earlier as well. And yeah, it's markets reacting to the fear of it, but again, I don't think it's actually as disastrous as people thought it would be, personally. I think the tariff announcement weren't nearly as bad. I mean, again, they'll cause more pain short term, I'm no doubt about it, but I think, again, this is a sort of capital staying start to flood into the economy, into America, following the tariff news, and we now got more tariffs coming through, 10% on all base countries and 20% on all foreign automobiles. We're starting to see that sort of companies start to flood back into America, bringing more factory work, more jobs are being opened up as well. There will be more pain short term as well, but eventually that pain will start to turn into gains, I'm sure, and that's also great for cash, because the more pain, the more downside we get in the market, the longer it stays down, the more time capital has to accumulate to get more adoption, get more developments coming out, and that means when the market does reverse, capital will have a better position right now to explode in value, in my personal belief. Not financial advice, of course, but with capital explosion, more tier 1 listings as well. You also see ecosystems like this, like KLC20, also start to explode as well. Currently, Nacho is just short of 12 million, Kango, 4.3 million. All of these projects right now, seemingly if they found their base, a lot of them are kind of priced down at their all-time bottoms, if you will. They're not really moving much higher or lower from here as well, so it's also a good indicator they found their bottoms as well. Not saying to invest in some, again, do your own research, but it's a good indicator once more that these may not go. I mean, the ones that are good at least probably won't go down any lower. So if you want to take a risk, there's that there for you. But we are going through quite a drastic shift for Kaspa right now. Frankly, Kaspa is one of the projects that are going through one of the biggest shifts right now alongside America. This is a huge shift for Kaspa. No other project in this space is going through such a drastic shift. Literally, Kaspa 2.0 is coming out. 10 BPS are coming out. It's absolutely game changing. And America itself already implemented tariffs. They're trying to bring more capital back to America again. And also, reduction day is not far off. This also reduction day may also coincide with the current movement of Kaspa. The reduction day may cause a further pullback, or even a relief as Kaspa becomes more scarce. Again, we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. There's a lot more coming to Kaspa, no doubt, and I'm still very optimistic. And the tariffs, again, maybe short-term gains, but long-term, I'm still looking forward to what's happening, no doubt. What's up, Greg, brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the stream. What's up, Jeff, as well? Why try to Mexi just cracking off for trading? I mean, Mexi is just a platform I use for a long time for trading. It's more so a personal preference. I'm not saying Kraken can't do it, but I just use I haven't checked it out on Kraken personally. I use Kraken to buy my Kaspa and then put it into my Tangent wallet, or I use L-Bank to buy my Kaspa, put it in my Tangent wallet. But Mexi is what I tend to do normally when I'm trading. I know in my community here, my paid community here, which again you can drop 7-day free trial, get more insight on what's happening in the markets right now. I know that the trader we've onboarded, chart flows, he tends to also put in picks regarding Mexi as well. Like when he shows the P&L, the profit that we're making, which we've seen some nice 2-3x's and whatnot, it tends to be from MEXC trading. Welcome back, DD Bro. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Good video yesterday on Casplex. It's nice to see. Good content for Casper. I appreciate it very much, brother. Yes, if those are unaware, I made a video yesterday on Casplex and their alpha leak announcement from Casper Door, ultimately highlighting that not just they are in connection and contact right now with other entities who are building layer 2s on Casper as well, they're also getting layer 2s to bridge to other blockchains, which is going to inherently help getting more adoption to Casper very, very soon. The big worry about Casper is they're going to miss out the cycle. Not just they're bringing in other chains very, very soon following the TPS, following the layer 2s, following the smart contracts. Very, very soon other blockchains are going to build on Casper as well. The tariffs are delaying the market reverse. It's keeping it low, keeping the markets unsure, scared, which gives Casper more time to accumulate, which is very good as well. But thank you much again, brother. I hope you enjoyed and welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing a very good day. But follow through as well. What's good, brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. It's a beautiful day and a good day to be in Casper, no doubt about it, 100%. August sounds good for Casper smart contracts to come to the pipe, and Casper stablecoins could be considered just in time. Divine timing. Honestly, it's like it was all written in the stars. I personally believe we're going to see 10 BPS on the 5th of May. We're going to see the EVMs launching, I imagine, sometime either late May or maybe early June. Maybe June time as well. You'll see some EVMs coming on board. KRI have doing their own thing. I think KRI are going to be launching almost immediately following 10 BPS migration, hard fork. You'll see then the smart contract architecture that Polinsky's trying to build probably come out sometime in Q3, maybe even August as well, alongside Project Sparkle as well, which will let the KRC20 protocol also switch as well to smart contracts. You then also see Dagonaut coming out sometime, I think it's in Q4, they announced. So yeah, August is a very good time. And again, the understanding of me highlighting August here, it's not saying therefore that August is going to be the market top. It may be the market top, but for me, the market top indicators this cycle are the regulatory policies, mainly in America, but equally around the world. You're seeing a lot of policies coming through, but America, of course, being the financial capital of the world, Trump being the center of attention, the policies here are going to be more, impactful, if you will. And seemingly they've got the stablecoin bill deadline for August. You have a market structure bill coming out soon after that as well. So that is a good indicator. Therefore, you'll see the institutions started to rally up and put their assets ready to start pushing it into crypto around the time the bill's launched. And then you might see, typically when you start seeing, think about it for BlackRock's perspective, right? When Bitcoin ETFs were first approved, that was around here. It was like early January or so. You saw Bitcoin come down a little bit to January 24th, and then we start seeing it rally all the way to March 14th before we start seeing a pullback and then a rally again. So, but that took 2 months. So potentially with the launching of the stablecoin policies and therefore market structure bills, because I think stablecoin policies are coming out first, and then the market structure bill will come out shortly after. That's what Senator Limmer said. You see stablecoin come out first and then market structure after that. You might see therefore with JP Morgan, Merrill Lynch, UBS, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, all these other massive Wall Street institutions, when they got the regulatory framework and the green light, then they'll start sidling into crypto, and it may again take a 2-month time span. This here with an 82% gain. That's not to say we're going to replicate that, but let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say we do, right? At the level we're at right now, let's just say all-time highs even, 80%. That puts us very, very high actually. So I doubt we'll replicate that exact sort of percentile gain from here. If we do that, it'd be insane. That puts around 200k Bitcoin. From an all-time high perspective at least, it'd be a 200k Bitcoin. I'm not saying you'll definitely get that, but I'm trying to highlight once more that when we get the regulatory policies coming through, again, as I highlight here from this interview here, the amount of money and capital will disrupt all of crypto. There'll only be a few networks that make it. But Bank of America, again, the CEO, they manage over $1.62 trillion. They just said they would launch a stablecoin once it is legal, once they get the regulatory policies. So that is a good indicator, again, of when the other institutions are also going to slide into crypto as well. Trillions of capital coming into crypto. These, for me, the legislation policies, they are the market indicators, market top indicators. That's what I'm looking out for. That's what I'm trying to bide my time around. And of course, I've got a lot more insight on other market indicators as well in my community here. So in case you want to find out a lot more, 7-day free trial, link down below in the description, chat, also on my homepage here as well, what.com/coinfactory. 7-day free trial as well, come check it out for free, find out a lot more happening in this space. And this sort of tariff news, again, very, very big. We'll also be discussing that as well in our weekly live streams as well, discussing what's happening and where we see the market going forward from here. Bullish news all around. We do think the market's still looking very, very strong for this market. We play conservative, of course, but we do think a lot of stuff is still coming in very soon. Personally, I don't think the top will be until mid to late 26 because of the bond rates and historical data. To me, it just lines up, and I believe that this year is a pack your bags for every chance. And again, it's not a bad thought process. I'm not going to deny it, honestly, Robert. I don't think it's a bad thought process at all. It would be a very interesting situation because, again, seeing a bull market technically run from January 2023 and a 2.5-year bull cycle is quite rare. Normally, it's a 2-year cycle, 23 up to end of 24. So it's within, the understanding or the community sentiment. It will be Q3, Q4 top. I am inclined to believe you may see a early Q1 sort of 2026 top. But again, it depends fundamentally on the institutional adoption. What I do know, we're seeing a lot more policies being drawn up behind the scenes, a lot more stuff coming out for crypto, and these institutions want to get involved. It's not a this cycle it's done type thing. It's a multi-year plan. Again, that all the information, which is in multiple detail, is available in here as well. It's a multi-year plan. But if we get policies coming out in August, that'll be a good indicator that maybe just seeing a rally up. It may even, again, this says buy. It says buy August, so it may be earlier than August as well. But if we get policies coming out in August, you might see a quick rally from there. You might see a small pullback. Maybe see a good rally high again as well. We have no idea. It will also depend on the tariff news as well. So again, the tariffs have been very interesting as well from what I've seen announced so far. It will depend. It really will depend on a lot of stuff coming through. Okay, so I have a bit more of an update now on the tariffs. So Trump announced reciprocal tariffs to countries across the world. 25% tariffs will be implemented on all foreign-made automobiles. Reciprocal tariffs will be charged half of what other nations charge the United States. 10% is the minimum, through meaning if the nation's tariffs. Okay, interesting. Right, so that is ultimately what the market's reacting right now. So what Trump's tariff announcement stated was 25% tariffs on all foreign automobiles, and then it's going to be a sort of, you do this tariffs to us, we're going to apply back to you. So for example, China's tariffs on America seem to be somewhere around 70% or 60%, something like that. So US tariffs on China is going to be 34%. But China's are double that. Taiwan's going to be 32, India's going to be 26, Japan 24, EU is going to be 20, and equally UK is going to be 10, but that's because 10 is the lowest. So we can see in this post here from Watcher Guru here, as I found out, Trump reciprocal tariffs, Chile 10%, and basically that's because, again, the minimum is 10%. So Chile may not be 20% tariffs, but the minimum they're going to implement on the country is 10%. So Chile 10%, India 26%, Israel 17%, Brazil 10%, China 34%, Japan 24%, Turkey 10%, Taiwan 32%. That is a hell of a lot of tariffs, not gonna lie. Pakistan 29%, Thailand 36%, Australia 10%, Malaysia 24%, Colombia 10%, Sri Lanka 44%, Singapore 10%, Indonesia 32%, Cambodia 49%, Philippines 17%, Switzerland 31%, Bangladesh 37%, South Korea 25%, South Africa 30%, UK 10%, and European Union 20% tariffs. That is a lot. I first thought it was just 10%, but evidently as I turned off the live to tune in and talk to my lovely community, I think that's a lot more than I expected. Tariffs are also a lot higher than I expected as well. And the market evidently has been spooked by this. Because again, when the tariffs were first talking about it, and I mentioned the 25% tariffs on automobiles, Bitcoin went up 3%, 4%. You saw it here. Bitcoin went up. At the first start of the meeting, it went up here to 88k. And now, as the meeting and the speech went on longer and longer, more and more got built on top of that. So you're seeing Bitcoin right now is leveling out. I'm sure it's going to start coming down. For me personally, though, if I'm honest, nothing's really changed. I still predicted I was going to be a bit bearish first half of April, truth be told. And then maybe a bit choppy. Maybe start to see a sort of a relief going into May. And then May could be a good time for a rebound. And of course, that will coincide with Kaspa's 10 BPS hard fork migration onto the mainnet, which is very, very good if that does come to fruition again. But that's a lot of tariffs we've just seen implemented. That's why the markets are seemingly so shocked right now. And this is why I can relate it back to this interview here, this thing that Tom Lee stated on CNBC. Tom Lee stated in the CNBC, I think the 2nd of April, investors will, again, just highlighting that right now there's a lot of panic. The TLDR effectively is that investors fear tariffs and White House policies, but after today, there will be clarity. And that could ease the pressure on the market, signaling a market bottom. That's exactly what he says in this interview here. And also he had the prediction that Bitcoin could still surpass 150k. Again, me for 150k is kind of like where I think Bitcoin can reach. Maybe not as high as that. I'm going to have to wait and see. I'm like 130, 150k Bitcoin. If it goes higher, fantastic. Again, our timeline seems to be up to about August or so. Maybe even a bit longer than that. We'll have to wait and see again. But that's a lot of tariffs. And that's, of course, causing a lot of fun in the short term. We'll probably see some more downside over the weekend as well. But once the tariffs have been priced in, which will take probably about a week or two, then we'll see the market start to chop sideways and then start to have a little bit of relief. So we'll see Kaspa therefore come back down below 5 cents again. We'll have to wait and see, depending on how markets react tomorrow. Because a lot of people right now are probably still asleep. You know, I mean, where I'm at right now is 10 p.m. Some people are also working. They have to wake up for their 6 a.m. shift, so they're probably not watching it right now. Of course, if you're in America, you're watching that. But I mean, that's interesting. That's massive, actually, and definitely could cause more downside in the short term. May 5th, Crescendo hard fork is live for all public Kaspa investors. How bullish are you on the 5th? Very, very bullish, but I will reiterate that does not necessarily confirm that we're going to get a God candle on that day. I'm very bullish for Crescendo hard fork for what it means for Kaspa inherently. What is a very, very big announcement, but that does not confirm we're going to see a massive reversal in price that day. Because again, that's a building block for Kaspa. It's a massive, massive deal. It's like, as Michael Sutton said, it's like putting a 2005 Ferrari engine in a 2021 Corolla. It's a very big deal, but it'll be a good stage for seeing more adoption and mining come up to Kaspa potentially as well, because miners will make more money potentially. But you need to see a lot more. You need to see the smart contracts, the layer 2s building on top of Kaspa. You need to see the stablecoins, all of which are going to be coming out in Q2, from my knowledge. Worst case, early Q3. Which again will be in time for the market reversal, I'm sure. So I think you'll start seeing, if we do start seeing a relief and some form of reversal in May after the tariffs have been priced in, so we might see Bitcoin over the next couple of days come back down to here after the tariffs, maybe even come down a little bit lower than here, kind of start chopping sideways going into April here. Let's try and draw it out a little bit more accurately, shall we? Just my personal prediction, again, not financial advice, what I can imagine what's happening right now. I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin come down here over the next few days, start chopping sideways around down here somewhere, and then start going into May. We'll start seeing a small relief or so. It's not exact again. It could definitely come up earlier or even go down further again. And then we see it to start going up a little bit. And then May will start looking a lot more bullish, regaining some very key levels of support. And then going into June, especially into July, starting on Q3 with the bills getting closer and closer to be implemented into America. That'll be a good indicator for Bitcoin start to make a very, very serious rally up with more institutional adoption as well. And that also could coincide therefore with Kaspa and seeing Kaspa do something very, very similar, coming down, hovering down here, maybe just below here. I'd be surprised, but I'm not saying it's impossible. It's only, a 12% pullback from here, something like that? Okay, 20% pullback to 25% pullback to get below that. So that's quite a sizable amount, but I'm not saying it's impossible. It's an altcoin, remember, and Bitcoin goes down heavily. Kaspa will also follow in suit because we're still very much in a Bitcoin dominant market. It's even going higher right now, 62.8. Massive. You see Bitcoin drop below the trend line here for us to start seeing alts pump a little bit. You see Ethereum to start running as well. Ethereum right now is 1.8k. Very, very low. Bitcoin, Ethereum is so far off. It's a 50% well, 2x to reach the local high. Also, highs about 5k. So, what's up, Devious Me, brother? I hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back to the channel, my man. Hong Kong, United, and Sutton will be a spectacle. China trying to maintain a crypto edge over the Western world. I mean, yeah, right now it's a race to dominate the stablecoin and crypto market. You're seeing China trying to fast forward it. You're trying to see India and UAE also trying to become the crypto capital of the world, and I think they will be crypto capitals of the world. I hope America can still continue to be that, because America is the financial capital of the world, and if they lose that, you'll see more pain before we end up seeing a recovery. You might see a lot of people get liquidated as well. Still more pain short term, I'm sure. But yeah, Son Smolinski and Sutton will be huge. I'm sure it'll be very nice to hear what they say at the Hong Kong event, Web3 event, which is happening in 4 days' time on the 6th of April to the 9th, I believe. 10 BPS is sure a catalyst but won't move price. That's precisely what I'm saying. But yeah, I believe 10 BPS will be a big catalyst for capital, but not a price mover per se. It will be a good indicator for, you know, what's to come, smart contracts, stablecoins, even then the tier 1 listings as well. But it won't necessarily be a price mover itself. We need smart contracts before price actually rockets, but because smart contracts bring builders, more dexes, and liquidity. Exactly right. What's up, Cash Chain Bros? You're doing very well. Welcome back to the channel. Like and subscribe. You know it. If you enjoy the stream every single day, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. A lot more's coming right now, no doubt. Michael said I just made up a video discussing what Trump and White House discussed, and I swear he was hinting at Kaspa because he said the government only recognizes Bitcoin as a truly decentralized crypto. I mean, he's very much a Bitcoin maxi, of course, although I'm sure Trump has told him to kind of reel it back a bit, because again, Trump wants to get more into actual crypto. Well, not actual crypto, more into other elements of crypto. So the Cardanos, the XRPs, the Ethereums, and that lot as well. But I mean, no doubt in my mind that Michael Saylor and others do know of Kaspa. I mean, Marathon mines Kaspa. Zodiac Cutty is partnered with Kaspa. You know, you got KRI talking to the SEC Crypto Task Force and whispering in the ears of other institutions of the world about Kaspa. There's no way they don't know of Kaspa. They must be quiet about it, because again, you want to keep your good cards close to your chest, or just, you know, reveal it like we do on this channel anyways. But and the government is open to centralized crypto to build scale stablecoins, and the framework on if the crypto ID is truly decentralized like Bitcoin, connect the dots, Kaspa is a major thing going. I agree. I do very much agree. I very much do agree that Kaspa is a, you know, once in a lifetime, no doubt, and I'm sure it will get its chance to shine in the limelight in due time as well. 10% tariffs on J-Lo, I imagine. Yeah, God, that would be a disaster. I think people don't like Kaspa because it's directly concurrent of Bitcoin, and Kaspa is like a Bitcoin killer. If you really think, and the government don't want Kaspa to overtake Bitcoin, it's not a bad thought process, but think about it the same way as well. People say the same thing about the internet and email. When people had postal services, you know, sending newsletters to people, and email came along, there's a massive fight against email as well. No one wanted that. But now look where we're at. Emails then is the way you send message to people. Or, well, now you've got Instagram and Snapchat and that sort of stuff. But you send an email to people, it's email address, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, or Yahoo, whatever the hell you use. Kaspa is in no different position. People will be against it for the beginning, but they'll have to accept it because it is superior, and it'd be silly not to accept it. What's the British news today? The British news today is, in regards to Kaspa, it's been listed as number 2 on the top 10 of to be listed on Coinbase this year, which I think is very likely, truth be told. Maybe later in the cycle, but I think it's going to happen. Kaspa made some interesting changes, which I get why they made it, but I don't necessarily agree with the way they did it, which they're now asking the community what they should do about it instead. I made a post about that on my Twitter. You can go follow me on Twitter, actually. My Twitter @ is right here. Link it in the description, and also right here as well. Wallet 3, which we suspect to be Binance's wallet, have been buying Kaspa every single day for the past 3 days in a row, which is very interesting as well. And tomorrow being Thursday is typically the day they tend to buy a lot anyway, so it could be a sign of building up more accumulation to get ready for a listing if it is Binance. MEXC again suspends transactions and withdrawals on Kaspa after just releasing it or lifting it like a week ago, so that's disastrous. And MEXC have seen so many outflows recently. They've lost like 30 million outflows in the past week or so. Kaspa has been oversold for a very long time, which is a good indicator, therefore, that it's due for a reversal, and I think it will happen. Kaspa AI, as I think I have not covered yet, is now live on the App Store and Google Play, which is also very interesting as well. And we're seeing many more things getting built on Kaspa right now, which makes sense because Kaspa is about to go through a massive transformation. As all Ghosty has set up a new site, which is interesting. I've not checked it out just yet, but it is very cool to see right now. More stuff being built on Kaspa. In regards to the macro news, I'll follow to the market tops right now, what I believe is going to happen in the market and what the indicators are. We're seeing a lot of money already flood into America thanks to the tariffs, and we just got a massive bomb of tariffs just implemented by Trump right now on, all nations. Very massive. It's causing more downside in the short term, I'm sure, but long term, I think it'll be good for America. We've already seen this sort of capital come in with the tariffs already been, listed, and now we're going to see this. By the way, is effective midnight, so it's happening midnight. It'll go into effect. So far we've seen 3 trillion. We're going to see that probably jump very quickly. You might see a bit more trade war and a lot more pain short term, but long term you'll see more capital flow into America, and that will also be great for the markets as well. Tom Lee highlighted that people are panicking right now, but this could be an indicator of a market bottom, because when clarity comes through, we'll see that FUD dissipate at least, because it's not uncertainty anymore, which again I think is a possibility. And we're seeing again the sort of effect Trump's having on the economy right now. Senator Tommy Tuberville stated that they're going to introduce a bill allowing America to invest their retirement funds in crypto. So more adoption, also very good to see. And even $6 trillion asset manager Fidelity launches retirement plan to allow direct crypto investments as well. So we're seeing crypto become an inherent part of the financial economy going forward. And people are still calling it a bear market confirmed. People are still bearish. I get why, but all the signs suggest otherwise, in my belief. The short term, sure, but the long term, all the signs suggest we're going to see a lot more adoption coming through. We've not got any bills yet, any regulations. When that comes through, if we don't go up then sure, cool, market bottom. We haven't got them in yet. When they come through, you'll likely see trillions of dollars of capital flooding very quickly. Again, Bank of America already confirmed they want to launch a stablecoin once it's legal. So we got, today has been the most important day for crypto history, I'd argue, with so many tariffs coming through, a whole plethora of them, happening midnight, going to affect midnight. And this will have a big effect on the market short term, but long term, I think it's got a very big deal. I think, again, we've seen the effect having it on the market right now. Everything starts to go red. Kaspa may very well come down by the end of the day, down to here, truth be told. Hopefully it can hold this level of resistance here, this wedge here. We'll have to wait and see. I'm currently under the impression it may come down further. If Bitcoin goes down further, so will Kaspa, because the Bitcoin dominant market is very high. It's rising again more and more. So, it is going to be more pain short term, no doubt. But if you're worried about that, then not financial advice, but I know me personally, some of my assets I'm holding just stablecoins right now until the markets recover, and then I'm getting back into my assets as well. I'll get back to SUI, because I think SUI is going to do very well this cycle. It's not like a long-term pick for me this cycle. I think SUI is going to do very well. I'll get back into C. You've got Tau will be a big pick as well. Of course, Kaspa. I'm not selling Kaspa though. I'm just holding Kaspa, truth be told. I think Kaspa is a great thing just to keep holding, truth be told, because I have no understand. I don't know when Kaspa is going to take off. But I think Kaspa had the most chance to take off quickly more than anything else, because all the big catalysts coming through. I'll be started back into Pyria, to Vulcan Forge here. I'll get some Nakamoto games as well. I'll probably come up some H-bar as well. I'm going to make a video on H-bar soon enough as well. Currently H-bar is down about 50% or so. I think H-bar is going to be a big play of the cycle as well. Of course I have some XRP, which I won't sell XRP actually, because XRP is, already up on it. I don't need to sell it right now. I think I'll go higher as well. And I hold a lot more assets as well, which I've not disclosed. Well, not a lot, but I hold a few more. I think I've also going to be some good gems, which again, if you want to know more about the sort of stuff that I'm holding and other potential gems for this cycle and what I'm looking at, then go check out the Coin Factory, What Page, the VIP group. We offer a 7-day free trial. We offer weekly live streams. Our next one's going to be on Sunday this week. We do hidden gems. We do trading information and education as well. Also institutional alpha research documents as well. So we're actually trying to look more so into this sort of stuff as well, what the institutions are trying to plan out and what they're providing in the markets, helping us build our, investment strategies again. So if you want to know more about it, VRP Executive Group, know ahead of time, warp.com right here. Check it out, link in the description, also my homepage here as well. What do you think of Wallet 3 buying Kaspa now every day? It's very interesting, no doubt. I think it's just a coincidence. I don't think I'm not gonna read too much into it, but you could argue they're trying to build up to a big listing, like Binance is trying to build to a listing, but right now we know they're currently doing a a node pool. They're switching to. It currently already surpassed. It actually gone up. That was at 24. We saw today streaming now at 26. So it's now surpassed a quarter, which is very good to see. So more quicker and quicker, we're seeing people start to switch to Kas Kaspa, which is good. You should find the video of Michael Saylor saying it and watch it, and tell me he's not hinting at Kaspa. If you're part of my community, brother Robert, part of the free community here, or even the paid one, either or, but if you're part of the free community, just send me a DM or just link it in the community, and I'll have to give it a look. Because I'm interested again. I'm not going to discredit the potential that he's talking about Kaspa. I just don't know. I'll try and find it, but if you could also link it to me, that'd be very, very helpful, and I'll just have a look through it, because it'd be very interesting again. And once more, I do think Kaspa is a gem that people will definitely start adopting the cycle, and more so as well. Welcome back, Art Zero, brother. You're doing very, very well. When Moon, God, who knows? I think we'll see more pain this April, after the tariff news especially as well. But I think we'll see some gains going into May-ish, maybe into June as well, and then we'll see market top potentially around the policies being implemented, and also be around the good time for Kaspa as well. Yank's gonna have to drive bad Yank cars. I don't understand that, but I'm going to agree with you. The only way to make economic exchange universal is cryptocurrency. Yeah, I mean, crypto is going to be an inherent part of the economy going forward, no doubt, of financial economies. That's why institutions want to adopt it more and more. It's going to be huge. Is this the first positive out of Brexit we've seen? Honestly, it might be DC. This might be the first positive thing of Brexit, that we have only got 10% tariffs. Although in saying that, what Thomas Lee also does highlight in this video here, which is why I'm also not too worried about tariffs, is that he said that Brexit, which obviously what UK, what we did, and for the European Union, is an example of what happened. And Brexit happened in the UK, and we are most okay. Now, I would argue we didn't. I was not happy about Brexit at all. I did not like Brexit at all. But I can agree we did not have a huge recession, and the markets itself didn't do too badly. So I guess he's kind of right, but this is going to be a level up from Brexit, no doubt. But again, if Brexit okay, then I'm sure that the tariffs also could do okay for America, and we'll see a good recovery in the future as well. I mean, I think the UK is still definitely struggling from the Brexit. But I think America, being the economy it is, will recover quicker as well. Americans crying for their economy, but don't talk about their homelessness and lazy people who don't want to work, and all the people getting checks for free from the government. I mean, yeah, but it's not just America, it's all over the place. UK is not any better. I have even friends, or acquaintances, I should say, that, or at least people I knew at school. I just say that because I'm not friends with those people personally. But I know that there are people who I knew at school who equally live a similar lifestyle like that. And, of course, the job market is not easy to get into right now, no doubt. I know I tried. That's also partly why I'm doing this right now, and I enjoy it a lot more, talking to a community of people who actually enjoy and like my beautiful voice, and we'll talk about crypto and Kaspa. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough place to be into, but at the same time, you've got to try. Life is all about luck, but it's not luck as in you have to get lucky. You can work for your luck. If you turn up every single day, you'll get lucky eventually. You just keep working for it. If you just turn up once in a blue moon, your chance of luck is a lot smaller. It's a game of luck and chance. That's partly also why I do these streams every single day. I know if my conviction in and do it every single day, my chance of getting lucky is higher. So I keep doing it. But, be that as it may. Just got a notification. Did you see the miner running? I did, Cryptony. I did. And I thought, I put the flame, emoji next to us. Like, yeah, that's legendary stuff. You alone, well, not you alone, but you definitely are keeping up the hash rate for Kaspa right now, which is definitely struggling because of all the nodes being shifted to RK. But, yeah. Definitely very huge. So I'm looking at my community Discord right now, which again, you can check it out, free community Discord right here, which I'm seeing the likes of Toggle and Cody talking about stuff right now. And yeah, just taking about the fact that all the tariffs that have been announced have been posted from Cody there, about the reciprocal tariffs, very, very big. Apparently the reciprocal tariffs will go into effect on the 9th of April, and the baseline tariffs will go into effect midnight tonight. So that is very interesting as well. And you've got the automobile tariffs as well. So there's a lot of tariffs coming through, all taking place this week. So again, that's why you may see some pain right now, because a lot of tariffs will go into effect, midnight, and then over the weekend as well, 9th of April. Going over the weekend, you'll see more pain. And then going into mid to end of April, you start seeing it simmer down and cool down, start chopping sideways, then you start seeing it reverse. Hopefully start going up a little bit in May. You could have said the same thing about Bitcoin. They tried to break it and they don't accept it for a while. You can't break Kaspa. Yeah, exactly what I said. Yeah, just completely right as well. Bitcoin, the way I can try and perceive it is, if the way I made it, I think I made a post about it on my Twitter account actually as well. I said that if Swift system, the current banking messaging system, is the stars and constellation in the sky, which you use to, you know, look at where you're going at night, right? Bitcoin is like a candle. So you have a fire there, so it's better. You can see easier with a candle with the moon from the sky, in the sky. Then Kaspa is like electricity. If you level up from there, you know, they could try and deny it, but they're going to accept it, no doubt. Everything man-made gets broken in the end. It's just a matter of how long it takes. True, also very true. But if you have a good baseline at the beginning, it lasts longer. Just put Kaspa on MEXC, the short not suspended. Okay, well, it's good to hear that. Maybe it's just a temporary thing, but you know, it's too consistent for me. It happens too frequently. That's why I don't buy Kaspa or MEXC anymore. Again, if you want to use that exchange, I'm not telling you not to use it. By all means, do as you will. But I would say, again, not for advising, so I'm not a financial advisor, but I would say hold it in a cold storage. It's not worth having on exchange. It's too risky. They may just do this again, and then you're lost to Kaspa, or you can't take it out. So have a cold storage, no doubt. One key, Tangent, Ledger, you name it. The only thing that could break Bitcoin is a much better version, which is Kaspa. I mean, yeah, I agree. Breakthroughs in breaking sign algorithms are the biggest threat to Bitcoin. That is someone suddenly manipulating the social wallets. I mean, I think the biggest threat to Bitcoin right now arguably Kaspa, but you know, let's disagree. They purposely crashing the market so the elites and big players can load their bags to shake out the weak hands. Kaspa is going to explode when at least expected it. That's what I've also been saying for a long time. I've been saying it. I think right now the market at a very, very early top. People are very, very bullish, and now we've seen levels of fear we're seeing right now, and the level of the S&P 500 last quarter made the worst quarter since 2022, just after COVID. We've seen one of the worst quarters for the S&P 500 since COVID. That's insane. Absolutely nuts. The fear is so high right now, but again, you've got all of these things coming through. Stablecoin bills, and institutions want to get into crypto. You've got tariffs coming in. It's definitely bad for the short term, but long term can be very beneficial as well. You've got how much, you know, which is proof of that here, all the money coming to the economy right now. You know, you've got so much coming through right now in regard to adoption of crypto in the space. And you also got Kaspa and what they're doing as well. Seeing more adoption. You know, they've got big listings coming through in due time as well. Due for reversal in time as well. A lot of building going on right now. Very, very good stuff. Like, yeah. I think it's a very, very good correlation of elites and market makers dumping the market to get you scared and shake out your bags, to then send it parabolic when they deem the time is right, following the big catalysts like the tariffs, and not tariffs, the policies and the regulations. That's my personal belief, though. Again, not financial advice. What's up, good to go? I hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back. Hope you have a great day. Leave a like for J people. Yeah, you know, Art Zero, if you enjoy the streams, again, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. For 10%, I leave a like. Okay, fair enough. Kaspa gets 4% Asian market open. Yeah, Kaspa recently got into the Asian market as well with the likes of BTCC, which have currently still got a lot of volume, although Gate's now surpassed it with 30%. That's insane for Gate. We're seeing 20% with BTCC. And we can see Kaspa volume right now is up to 124 million, which is quite good. But again, we want to see it higher. This is definitely short term for me. I don't think it's going to go up much higher from here, personally. Buy a bit and BitGet, the bigger exchanges right now. Well, the more trusted exchanges at least, because BTCC is quite a small... Well, BTCC is actually not a small exchange. If you scroll down, Control F and BTCC, you can see it right here. 124, but you can see, look at the volume. Almost 5 billion visits. 226,000. It's not a small exchange, it's just not very trusted, I guess, not high up in the rankings. But that's what Kaspa got right now. Bybit and BitGet, small percentage. Kraken are also quite low. Gate's doing very, very well. MEXC is falling off massively. That's because right now it's been dominated by the likes of MEXC and also by the likes of BTCC as well. Both also doing above 30 million, which is very interesting. Chill, bro. You could advise people to hold on a cold wallet. It's common sense. I mean, yeah, I know, but it's like a twitch, you know. It's like second nature. I have to say it just in case either way, but it's also like a twitch. I mean, yeah. It's common sense. You're right. Having a cold storage is what people should have in general, because there's been signs already of like Coinbase Exchange, the most trusted exchange in the world, who have effectively confirmed that if they haven't got enough liquidity, they'll just hold your assets. They won't let you take it out. So why would you hold on to it there? You could buy off there, sure, but you might as well just put it into a cold storage where you actually have true ownership of your assets. Market's not sure what to do right now. Market does not sure at this point what to do. Okay, I know what you mean. Bitcoin went up 4K and price, and now it's down 4K. Yeah, so effectively what... Okay. That caught me off guard. Welcome back, Mr. Miles, bro. Yeah, no, effectively, I mean, that's because Bitcoin was hovering around 85K. And then we heard the first stage of the announcement from Trump, which was just 25% on all automobiles, foreign automobiles. So we saw it rally up. And then we saw the rest of the, tariffs being announced, which was then this whole list here. And then some. And that caused Bitcoin to start correcting. We also saw it go down earlier today as well. So yeah, Bitcoin right now is very, very volatile. And that's, ultimately just a sign of the current. If Bitcoin is this volatile, then what do you think will happen to the altcoins? It's a very, very choppy market right now. I actually don't see how few trillion will enter in the market. It's 1,000 billion for 1 trillion. That's not small. I mean, true. Okay, money printing, we need another thing. I mean, you are right in that regard, but think about it this way, right? This is the tariffs, right? You're already seeing $3 trillion worth of capital flow into the US economy, and that money could therefore start getting reinvested into the stock market and the crypto market as well. Not all 3 trillion, but a portion of that will likely get done. You've got companies like Bank of America, and they're just one of many massive institutions who have expressed desire to launch stablecoins to get involved in the space, and they manage 1.6 trillion as well. You've got JP Morgan, you've got Merrill Lynch, you've got UBS, you've got Wells Fargo, you've got many, many more. So you've got trillions of dollars of capital of institutions who want to start into the space. It sounds like a lot of money. I don't disagree with you. It sounds quite far-fetched as well. But we already have seen our market cap 1 trillion higher than the last cycle. We've already surpassed expectations. And we could very easily, or I think it's quite comfortable, again, not financial advice, that we could end up seeing another big surge from here. I think we could still see I want to say 5 trillion, maybe higher, 6 trillion. That's currently my aim. And if we go higher, fantastic. But again, I'm not basing my trajectory and my trading strategy just purely off, where I think it can go from here. I'm basing it also off this sort of information. This is, for me, again, the true market top indicator are the policies. When they come through and how the market reacts after that will determine when I'm taking out as well. If we have a little dip under 6 cents, I think I'll buy again. Yes, I think under 6 cents Kaspa would be a very premium buying opportunity personally. I have no dry powder still, and I'm crying about it because these are fire sales upon fire sales right now. If it stays lower, I'll be very, very happy when I get my next paycheck, and I will be definitely scooping up some more Kaspa. I'm just so good, I can still be first midstream. Yeah, apparently. Just happy to be here. Is it okay to say that we're still early? It feels a little oversaid. You know what? I still say yes. And I say yes because of the information I have available to people who are a part of the VIP group here. You can join for a free trial, 7-day free trial, and you can find out why I believe we are still early. Because this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a multi-year plan. You can make money in the cycle, of course. That's why I'm holding up assets like SUI, like C, to make big gains in the cycle. But also for big gains, I'm holding on to long-term plays as well. Even Kaspa can make big gains in the cycle, but I'm holding on to long-term plays, which Kaspa could be both for that, in my opinion. If you want to find out more about stuff, you can find out here again. Links in the description, also my chat here. But yeah, I think we are still. It's hard to say, but we are still to an extent still early. Time bends to my whims. Okay, you're Doctor Strange then. Cool. Did the motive behind Trump coin ever get explained? I don't think so. Not that I heard of. Not that I heard of, at least. Who knows? Trump coin is still very high on the rankings, I think, as well. Where is it? Yeah, 41. It's higher than Kaspa. That's crazy, honestly. Oh Christ, I'm late. I'm always late in chat and in life. Hey, don't be so doom and gloom, Wing Hong, brother. It happens. But again, you can always watch this stuff on playback. And equally, some of the stuff we covered in today's stream, I will be making a video. It's going to be on SUI. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm sorry, but I want to make a video on SUI. But even though it's going to be a video on SUI, it's going to still be covering a big amount of the stuff we covered in today's stream, which is this very important information here. So if you want to find out about that, I'll be uploading the video in about half an hour or so from now. And yeah, you can find out a lot of stuff there as well. Again, SUI is for me, it's a good play this cycle, but a lot more for me is coming as well. And Kaspa again is definitely primed for a good rally when the markets are right. I say it all the time, but you know, I can't have to reiterate it. Again, the markets right now are not good. When they come back, you'll see tier 1's list, you'll see Kaspa do very well. No doubt about it, in my belief. Is tomorrow the presentation in Hong Kong for Kaspa? No, it's on the 6th to the 8th. It's on the 6th to the 9th of April, to my belief. So that's in 4 days, I believe. Oh, one would have only agreed potentially. Potentially, no, it's definitely a possibility. By the way, did you ever go in Asia? I did visit Asia. I went to Japan in May last year. That's what you mean. I went to Japan in almost this time last year, actually, and that was incredible. 10 out of 10, would definitely go again. In fact, I want to go again this year, but I've got too much to pay attention to crypto right now. I have to do this. Well, I don't say, well, I have to. Happily have to, by the way. I enjoy doing this, but I'm going to probably work my butt off this cycle. And once the cycle ends, I'll then have a little bit of a relaxing time, maybe go traveling for a bit. I might visit America as well, just for Mr. Miles. But I'll probably go visiting and backpacking around Asia and maybe a bit of Europe as well. Who knows? Saying that, I'll probably still make content every day anyways, because, you know, I'm a workaholic. I love doing it. Welcome back, Leo, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. Just identify as for being first, and if anyone says otherwise, tell them they're being bigger, and you've lived, and you, yeah. I mean, fair enough, you know. The world revolves around you, no doubt. We're definitely still early. Kaspa's only 3 years old compared to age difference to Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, and Solana. We are so early. These prices are the best opportunities for us to accumulate every week. Couldn't say it better myself, Robert, no doubt. Do you think it's possible to delete dollars and replace by only digital money and like the currency of the country? I mean, like, money in itself is just paper. So you can easily just remove a decimal place and move it around. Like, you can just do that. I don't think Bitcoin will become the currency of the country because Bitcoin's too slow. Bitcoin might become a reserve currency, so like a sort of value type thing, I guess. But the currency that's used to transact, I don't know what's going to be. It's going to probably be a stable coin backed by a cryptocurrency asset. Probably like, right now I think XRP is front runner or HBAR, Hedera. Kaspa hopefully could be there, who knows? I have to wait and see. Again, Kaspa decentralized, that sort of stuff. To answer your question, it is possible. I think it is possible. Will it happen? Who knows? It depends what the institutions and governments want to do. Can you stay away from Hong Kong? So Hong Kong is now totally CCP controlled. We fought hard, but CCP invaded. I mean, I don't have an opinion on that factor. Not that I want to have an opinion on it either way. The Hong Kong Web3 event is a big event for crypto in general. Don't think it as Kaspa is endorsing Hong Kong. Kaspa is just attending a very, very big crypto event that's taking place in Hong Kong. It's the event that matters, not the actual place it's located. With tariffs, it's possible 3 rate cuts. Potentially, if the tariffs have a big effect, it could end up causing a lot more rate cuts and some QE. That's also why I say Friday's going to be very, very big, because Friday we're going to see the unemployment data come out, and also then Jerome Powell have a speech addressing the nation as well about the economic conditions. And that's also going to base and react based on the tariffs right now. You're doing it wrong, buy low, sell high. I mean, yeah, that's, I didn't see the message, but I mean, that's the fundamental easy way to make money, you know. Buy low, sell high, you always win. We're in that early crypto is 15 years old, and the President of the United States released a coin suggests that we're in the next phase. We can speculate. I would argue it's still early, but again, that's based on the institutional sentiment that I know and my community knows in here. The institutional documents that we look at every single week, which gives us more in-depth insight on what they want. And much as we can believe what we want, these guys run the markets and run the economy and run the world, so what they say has a lot more weight. So that's why I don't trust them, but I play my investment strategies into what they're saying. I use them as a way to help me devise my strategies. So from what I've seen, we were early, definitely, in 2021 and 2017. I wasn't here in 2017, but those who were, I'm sure you were early. But in this cycle, right now, we are quote-unquote early. After this cycle, then you'll be quote-unquote too late. But this is the time for the wealth transfer, the generational wealth. That means you get in to know this cycle right now before the institutions get involved, and you can just ride the wave up. That's effectively what it means. That's how I perceive it, at least. Casper developers seem so calm to me that it makes even me more confident in Casper. Yeah, I mean, that's because they're not focused on price action. Every other project in this space, they care about the price. Casper does not care about the price. They just want to develop good stuff. All good. Monday I'll start working again after being 8 weeks at home. Oh, that's great to hear. Get crypto. Hopefully your leg's feeling a lot better, brother. And yeah, get that bag back up again so you start investing more into Casper. But with that being said, oh, never mind, more chats. You guys keep going. Wow, you guys are really going to keep me here, aren't you? I have a friend who told me to buy Casper, but he prefers to buy XRP. I told him all the British stuff with Casper, but I can't convince him. Should I stay? Friends with him or not? I mean, the fact that you have a friend in crypto, I would say is quite good, because crypto is still a very big niche. Only 7% of the world actually knows the crypto. A lot of my friends aren't investing into crypto. A lot of them are as well, though. I don't think XRP is terrible. I hold XRP, remember. I don't think it's the holy grail. I think Casper is more likely the holy grail, if you will. But I think XRP will make some good gains. It's got some very deep, high profile customers and partnerships and clients. MasterCard, Visa, Bank of America, Bank of England, the Bank of India, like the Canadian Bank. All of those are partners of Ripple and XRP. So they have got a very, very good connection, if you will. So that's why you can be bullish on XRP. I'm bullish on XRP because of their partnerships, not their technology per se. Well, the technology is good as well, but I don't trust them. But I think the partnerships will be good for potential gains. That's my belief, at least. If everyone just held on to their Casper and kick their feet up, they'll make it. What's going on now is investor fatigue and created by design. Yeah, I agree with you, definitely. Reggie, I do agree. You also could just buy Casper and leave it alone. Like people who, I saw. It was the video linked to me by, it was put in my community earlier, and Buffalo, my man, DM'd me to watch it as well. And I watched it, and it basically gave an outlook on the economy as well, and it was very, very insightful. I think in that video, if not that video, some other video as well, it might have been actually in the interview with Tom Lee here, but I heard someone say it, and it's true. The fact of the matter is that a lot of investors right now, they actually are very profitable. The most profitable investors are the ones who bought and either lost their password to their wallets, or just forgot about it for years. They're just up massively over time. And you could do the same thing with Casper, arguably. Made more short on the markets the past 8 weeks than would have made working. Hey, love to hear that, Crypto Goatee brother. Keep that going, bro. Honestly, that's massive. I mean, yeah, I know that in my community as well, I know the members in there have also been able to make profits from trading and trading the market as well. So yeah, all eating right now. Despite the market conditions, we're all still trying to eat, all trying to learn more. So again, very, very big. Keep it up, bro. And either way, hope you get a little bit of stuff on the side. Do you have a smart contracts? Not currently. A speculated date is around late May, maybe June, I believe, at least for the EVMs. Actual smart contracts probably sometime in Q3. You have to apply martingale strategy combined with DCA with Casper to not go broke. Disagree. You don't have to use that stuff at all. You can, but you don't. Again, my outlook on TA is just not that in depth. You don't need to have that in depth outlook on TA. TA is not that inherently. If you're trying to trade Casper, yes, sure, that might be helpful. But if you're trying to hold Casper, if you want, like, most people right now are buying Casper and holding it for the long term. This stuff, therefore, will be irrelevant. You don't need that. You understand what's being built, you understand what's going to go, and that's fine. Rumour it has it, when Jen visits the US, say he'll bring an armada to reclaim our colonies. No, I'll come with a lot of tea and teach you how to actually, make a cup of tea. Because you guys, I've seen some videos of how Americans make tea, and it's terrible. You put in the water in the cup first, then put it in a microwave, then put the tea bag in, and then put milk in it. Oh, it makes me cringe. I don't even drink tea. It makes me cringe. But with that being said, Casper is a V12 in a 4T. That, yeah, great analogy there. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Rain, brother, my bro. simple DCA and the long-term vision and the iron will, that's all you need. That is the simplest way of saying it, yeah. That's all you need. That is all you need. But with that being said, finally, an hour and 20-minute stream. If you enjoyed, as always, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. If you enjoyed, as always, please feel free to check out the free community. There's a lot in there talking about, you know, crypto and smart contracts. Again, we just put some information there. Shout out to members who are actually trying to learn more about the tariff stuff as well. So again, very, very interesting stuff. And if you want to know even more information, institutional research documents, trades, hidden gems, everything else we'll be doing in there right now, and more so as the community develops more and more with the markets. Check out the VIP group, 7-day free trial, link down below in the description, also on my homepage as well. I've got Twitter here as well. Want to follow me and see the posts I make, the stuff that I also, you know, can collect sort of the thought, kind of a little bit of inkling again to what we talk about in the community as well. Again, links are all in my homepage there, also in the description. And with that being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night. Tomorrow will be interesting. Friday will be huge, no doubt. So stay tuned for the rest of the week. There'll be the biggest week for crypto, no doubt. What's going to come. And yeah, take care now. I'll be releasing a video later.